Hi, hello, welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your true potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. How is everyone? Hello, 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 welcome to the fifth dimension. Have you climbed out of the matrix, and are you on the course of great things? Your destiny is right here before you in this moment. If you ground yourself and you remind yourself to have gratitude and to imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface, you can manifest your destiny. Not tomorrow, not next week, not in 20 years, right now. Anyone who's here, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I have not been here for, gosh, I don't even know. Has it been a month? Has it been 3 weeks? It's been quite a long time because I've been working on some other projects, which I'm going to mention to you, and I'm so excited. And I just want to say, I want to remind you that you're a worthy being of light. It doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you do, or what you have. As is. Cherish yourself. Start with some affirmations. I am lovable. I am peaceful. I am kind. Whatever it is that you want, start with I am. Just to remind yourself, mantras are a good thing. Affirmations are a good thing. So here we are on January 3rd. It's Wednesday already. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Woohoo! I hope everyone was out there celebrating and excited for 2024. I was definitely saying to myself, you know what? I've had enough of 2023. I want it over. I'm ready for new beginnings. Here we are. We're in a portal right now. We're traveling through a portal to a better life, a better world, someplace where there's just peace and friendship and love. And it starts with you. It's what our thoughts bring us to. And I always speak about 3 magnificent reminders, which are, one is to get a dream journal or get a piece of paper and jot down a description, the time, and what was your emotion about your sleeping dreams, because your sleeping dreams will guide you to wherever you're supposed to go, because those dreams are meant for you. Just like every single person that you come in contact throughout your day, every event that happens to you, every circumstance, every situation is meant for you. Just like when we do our psychic phenomenon, whatever impressions you receive, whatever, maybe it's audio, maybe it's a visual through your clairvoyance, maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a premonition, maybe it's a precognitive event that happens to you. It's all meant for you because you operate on a certain vibrational frequency. It's like your ID. It's your personal ID, like your name. Like my name is Mary. I operate on a certain vibrational frequency, and that brings whatever is meant to be into my life. Now, if you go around and you're in a bad place and you're negative for more than one day, and you're carrying around and you're building up an energy, your cells are changing, you will basically attract that kind of emotional energy into your life. So where do we want to be? We want to operate from a place of positivity and light. Like I say, crack open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Anyone who's joining us, write in the chat and tell me who you are. You know, I keep track of everyone who's kind of joined us, because basically I wanted you to feel as though you were familiar to me. This is a little community living in the light, and I'm very grateful for anyone who's subscribed to this channel. I'm very grateful. All right, so your dreams, write down your sleeping dreams. Have you been having any or experiencing any sleeping dreams that are kind of out of the ordinary? You know, I'm going to get into the topics tonight, which are bottom feeders, reptilians, and solar flares. The solar flash, because are these solar flashes, solar flares, bringing more light to us? Because we've been battling negativity, evil, and we want to prevail. We want to triumph. And how is that going to happen? With all of us joining together. We can't wait for someone to save us. We have to save ourselves. And we're also going to have the topic about superhuman powers. Do you have superpowers that you have not realized yet? Are they there right below the surface? We're going to connect to them. I'm going to mention angels and psychic phenomenon. We're going to do some kind of exercise like we always do. All right, so dreams. Thoughts are very powerful. What are you thinking from the time you wake up? When you wake up, we're going to start with tomorrow. We'll begin again tomorrow. There's always a chance to begin again. You can begin right now. You can change your thoughts. You can change outcomes, cause and effect, by your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking, whatever energy you're putting out there. That's why when I say we can exchange thoughts telepathically, because they are a charged impulse and they carry emotions and feelings. And that's how you receive information from someone else. When I give a reading, when you start to become more responsive and you become more of a transmitter and receiver when it comes to other energies and frequencies and thoughts and emotions of others out there, you will realize that it's because there's some kind of feeling and emotion attached to it. And you will, maybe you're an empath like I am, and you will feel whatever the person is feeling as well as their thoughts. So dreams, thoughts, and your intention. I hope that you have a positive intention, which is an intention to do your very best at whatever you are trying to accomplish. Because if you say, oh, I can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it. You have to really believe, and you have to grab up from your root chakra, the base of your spine, and you have to pull up all your positivity and energy and have it travel through your chakras right up out of your crown chakra, and maybe up all the way into the universe, the cosmos, through all the other chakras that are beyond your physical body, that are part of you, whether you realize it or not. All right, so those are the reminders that I like to get into and share with you. Now, anyone who is here tonight, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to mention right now, before we get on to the first topic of reptilians, bottom feeders. And you know what? The reason I bring up this topic is because I've been hearing more and more about that. I will share with you what that means. I'm going to tell you, where have I been and what have I been doing? Well, it was the holidays, and I did miss coming on here. But because I have these jobs during the day, I have only so much energy. And what I did was I actually filmed the telepathy videos. So there's 2 videos. There is a little trailer, and kind of covers what the second video is. And it's up on Roku. Now, if you want to check it out, if you have a Roku device or a Roku TV, you can look up Roku TV, and it's under the name Awaken. Awaken. And there is a purple thumb, what do you call it? Little picture, and it says Awaken. Is it a thumbprint? Not a thumbprint, a thumb. It's a little square. I forget what the term is. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's up there, and my content is called Spark Light. So you can see my first 2 videos and some of my content. So I have that I've been working on, as well as I'm starting a radio show with, where's his picture? I have it here somewhere, with Michael Edley. I don't even know where his picture is. I've been interviewing Michael since 2015. And I've brought him on, and you've seen some of the videos. You can look on my YouTube account, and you will see that I've done some interviews with Michael. And he is a medium from New Jersey. The show is called 2 Psychics. And that begins in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tonight. We're going to have this live radio show, and I'm going to give you more information. I'm going to post it on my social media. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Mary Amy Official, Mary Amy. And so we're going to have interviews and topics, and we're going to have live callers that can call in and get a reading. So I'm going to share with you right before maybe that week, I'll mention it to you, and I'll give you the information and the phone number to call so that you can join us and hopefully watch and listen to our show. Okay, so I have those 2 things that I've been working on. I hope you find me on Roku. It's under Awaken, Sparklight, and the radio show called 2 Psychics. All right, everyone. Well, tonight I wanted to mention reptilians. And the reason is, if you haven't paying attention to any of these truthers, the podcasts, the QAnons, and the stories about the white hats, you're probably aware that they've been speaking about these reptilians that are under the ground and how they've been battling them, the white hats and the military have been battling them, and they're in the underground tunnels. And I just wanted to touch on that because I don't know, someone asked me about this today, and I said, is it real? Are reptilians real? And so this particular species, these reptilians, here is a photo. These apparently are highly advanced, highly intelligent. They take over planets, our Earth. They harvest life and resources. And I wanted to bring up maybe bottom feeders, we call it. And, it's funny because you can use this as an example of actual humans. There are humans out there, and they are those out there that maybe operate from a place of evil, or they take advantage, or they manipulate, and it's convenient for them because they have the ability to be to lack empathy. And apparently this particular race of extraterrestrials lacks empathy, and they strive for domination, and they do it through provoking fear. So I'm going to give you some information about this, and I just wanted you to be aware. Now, I've spoken about other extraterrestrials, the benevolent kind. This is the benevolent kind. Allegedly, there's speculation. Is it a myth? Is it folklore? Have they been existing on our planet beneath the ground? I don't know, but I'm putting it out there. So, allegedly, they're highly intelligent. They are considered royalty. Now, this particular draconian reptilian is known as, and I'm going to, I butcher words, Chakar. It's Ciakhar. Now, am I going to get in trouble for mentioning this? I don't know. I'm just a little podcaster on YouTube. I'm just Mary Amy. And I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. Who knows? So they are actually have a look about them. If you look at them, like they're a serpent, like they're a dragon. And they are an extraterrestrial species, an alien, known to abduct their victims. They also have the ability, these are some of their abilities, and we're going to get into human superpowers. And I really want to talk about that more, but I just want to mention this for any of you out there who are kind of interested in this subject. They're apparently able to shapeshift. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, when you shapeshift, that means you can literally physically change your form. Now, maybe they change their form to another living being, another human. They take over a human body. They use that as a host. They are able to speak telepathically. They do speak through their mouth as well. Apparently, they make grunting sounds. They do interdimensional travel. They're able to cloak. When you can cloak, that means that you are invisible to everyone else. You have the ability to masterfully cover yourself so that no one is able to see you. Now, all of this sounds like a bit of sci-fi. We know that. However, are we living in a world, whether we realize it or not, that our reality is not based on truth? Is this more of the reality? We don't know yet. But I believe pretty soon we're going to be coming up with a lot more truths to be told. Now, maybe this is a real thing, and maybe it's not. Just throwing it there. So they have the ability for advanced technology, and now they live beneath the earth. They do not need to live how we do, oxygen-based. They do not need to live someplace that's warm. They live in tunnels, and they are from off planet, and they come and they dominate. Now, this is the crazy stuff. We're going to get into the crazy stuff about this extraterrestrial. The crazy stuff is they are so tall. When I read about this, they apparently, possibly, are 18 to 20 feet tall, 25 feet tall, 18 to 25 feet tall. Now, that sounds so gigantic and alarming. Like, I don't know if I met one of these, although they love fear. So we would have to, what would we do? When we meet anything that scares us, we're going to wrap love around it. We're going to imagine hugging it. That's what we're going to get away from fear. If we have this in our mind that this is a possibility, if it approaches us in real life, we know not to act from a place of fear. Be like, because that's what they use to survive, is human energy and other life forms to survive. Okay, so they have tails with scales. They are like reptilian looking, actually. They have wings. They have sharp features that are pointed. They have a claw grip if you see them. If you see this right here, they have curved horns on the crown of their head. Okay, so they're apparently beige and greenish, or greenish. They're also known as draconians, off-world, and they like to take over, like I said, planets. Now, they've locked us into the third dimension. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe. Write in the chat, tell me who you are. Share with me. I'd like to have conversation or hear what you have to say. They apparently growl and they make this clicking noise. They harvest life forms and resources. Now, to me, what I say when I look at this is, you know that I speak of angels all the time. And here's an angel. And I believe this might be even an archangel, the look of an archangel. This looks like a demon. So are we really having this whole duality of good and evil? And there literally are angels and demons traveling around the earth. I've spoken to you about in my third eye and how I've seen an angelic realm. Have you activated your third eye? All right, now they are dangerous and they're the enemy of benevolent extraterrestrials. They conquer civilizations. Their goal is universal domination. They promote fear in humans and other races, and they make slaves of whatever exists on the planet for their survival. They are unable to feel or have emotion. They like to torture the life force. They like to do it slowly, so you suffer. Just so you know, that's what this is. Hey, Ghost Knight. Hope you're having a great day too. Well, I guess I am, because some of my plans are coming into fruition. And I'm not going to ever leave doing lives. But for a moment, I'm filming these telepathy videos and the psychic phenomenon videos that are on Roku. And I'm going to be doing this radio show, but I am going to be coming back and doing live. So I'm so grateful for anyone who joins us, because I feel like when I do this, I feel like it's part of what I need to do for whatever reason. And I hope that you know that you're cherished being of light and you're highly advanced. Thank you, Ghost Knight. Anyone else? Write in the chat. All right, moving on. So we just spoke about this species called the Chikahar, which is another name for reptilians, which are the bad guys. Didn't we always have that when we were growing up, whether it was a fable or a fairy tale, or even if you look at any kind of programs, we always had, there was a good guy and a bad guy, good cop, bad cop. I believe that we're going to a world that we're going to wake up and we're going to come out of our homes and we're going to all have gardens and we're going to have peace on earth and we are going to love one another and we are going to change the physical reality. Our civilization will not be about rush, 9 to 5, suffering. You have these dreams that never come true. It's going to be about all of our dreams are coming true and we're going to have fun. All right, so are we going to have a solar flash? Now, I have as one of the topics a solar flare. Solar flares, what are those? Well, they are these, these intense emissions of electromagnetic radiation that is in the sun's atmosphere, and sometimes they're accompanied by coronal mass ejections. And in the last few days, I don't know if you're aware of it, it was, what do you say, Ghost Night? They call them the Draconians because they have reptilian. Yes, 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 exactly, Draconians. I guess it was New Year's Eve, December 31st. It was just a few days ago. Today's January 3rd. So that was what, 4 days ago? The mainstream media was reporting that maybe we were going to have a blackout from all the solar flares. And I thought that was kind of odd because the mainstream media never takes that perspective. And they reported NASA observatory claimed that there was powerful bursts of energy. They were X-class flares. So I said to myself, what the heck? Is this going to turn into some kind of, I guess, a transformation for us? Because since, I guess it was May of last year, we were having these solar flares. And it seems like there's more and more of us that are awakening. And what am I talking about when I say awakening? I'm talking about the perspective that there's another possibility. There is a world out there that maybe we haven't realized yet. A place that we can have love and peace and join together and have compassion. And we've awakened to a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, a capacity for us to open up our third eye, for us to have these clear senses that we are more connected to, having this inner world, a place where we spend more time meditating. We don't spend our lives indoors working at a computer desk. We go out there. I mean, I got really depressed a few days ago because I'm working at one job for 6.5 hours, and then I go to another job for 3+ hours. And the whole time I'm inside. And on New Year's, I guess it was New Year's, what day was it? Saturday, whatever day that was, the day of New Year's, the day before New Year's or New Year's Eve. I went for a run. I sat by the water and I said, oh my God, this is changing me. I have to listen to my own advice. However, who has time? So the world that I hope we're going to go into, maybe there will be this massive solar flash. Now, what is the solar flash? Ghost Night, last year we had mostly M-class. Yes. It's the X-class ones that can disrupt. Right. And so what is a solar flare? They're claiming on mainstream media, is it going to knock out? Is it going to knock out the internet? Why are they saying that? Are they giving us a warning because they're going to knock it out intentionally? Now, we know that there's this report coming out, this list of names. So was that in case this list of names was coming out and they didn't want us to see it? Because some very powerful entertainers and politicians and entrepreneurs are allegedly on that list. I don't know. Do the two have anything to do with each other? Are we going to have what's called a solar flash? And we're going to have literally an internet blackout. So what is a solar flash? Well, is a solar flash going to happen between 2024 and 2025, where basically every single being on this planet becomes awakened and they open up their eyes and they realize that they can have a better life and we don't have to pay taxes and we don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. And we choose to do that. We are basically mind controlled. We have been trained to believe that's the only choice possible. Now, if we all said, you know what, phooey on you, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go to my 9-to-5 job. I'm not going to pay for those taxes, or I'm not going to pay off that debt. What would happen if we all said no? I don't know. Would we get arrested? Would the military be involved? What if everyone said no? If the grand solar flash, the great solar flash event happens, will we all decide at one time that we don't want to do all of these responsible, negative, controlling, I guess, tasks? So there is some kind of prophesized solar event. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Project Looking Glass. It's this mechanism, this device that has told some individuals, and this is all hearsay. I mean, none of it's fact, because I told you that unless I see it right here in front of me, right here in this physical reality, to me, it's speculation. I have to see it with my own eyes. That's why I don't believe everything on the news, because I'm not really seeing it from my own eyes, am I? But this grand solar flash, if this does happen, this prophesized solar flash, will it knock out all of our technology like the Carrington event did? Will we have this massive wave from the sun to Earth, and it will instantly transmute all of our DNA, and we become a human superpower? And we're going to get into that. I have a whole list of superpowers that I want to discuss with you. Do you have superpowers that are not realized? And can we bring them forward? So some of the possibilities, if we in fact do have this solar flash, it's going to be a gateway. It's going to be a gateway to a better life. And it's probably going to activate our DNA. So maybe like this, instantly everyone will forgive everyone else. Now, what I would like us to do is I would like us to consider some of these suggestions to happen right here in this moment, which means if there is someone that you are angry with, do you know that your anger and whatever negative emotion you have, low vibrational emotion, is blocking you from your destiny? Because you're holding on to something, and it might not even be affecting them. It might just be affecting you. So I'm going to start by saying the one suggestion to start is going to be forgiveness. Now that means you accept a sorry, and maybe you ask for forgiveness. One or the other. Now, do you have to tell the person? No. You can put it out into the universe, because like I said, thoughts and words, they carry a charged impulse. There's feeling and emotions attached. The person will receive it. That's one. This is definitely a gateway to a higher existence, a higher dimension. Consider that. All right. 2, will the solar flash, the grand solar flash, will it help us to realize our traumas, our triggers, and whatever else that we're carrying around with us for a long, long time, maybe since we're children? It's not helping us. And you say, well, I don't want to even look at that. Now, do you believe that I'm sitting here sharing this suggestion with you, and I'm someone who does not have traumas and triggers? 1,000,000% I have those. In fact, just the other day, something triggered me, and I went, whoa, it's like I did a whole 360. I kind of lost it. Now, I've told you that I have this fear of abandonment. That's one of mine. And is it something that I'm sitting here dwelling on? No, it's not. It just comes up. You'll be in a relationship, or you'll be having a conversation, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it hits me square in the face. So we're going to try together to support each other and say, yes, I in fact have my own traumas, and I'm going to give you gracefully support that you realize, have self-realization, self-actualization, to come to terms with whatever is traumatic for you. Now, it's not going to happen in 1 second. It's baby steps. Maybe you want to write it down. Maybe make a list. That might be too much for you. The other thing that I did, which was a little traumatic, was I did a little bit of cleansing with my possessions. I actually hauled out of my home 5 garbage bags worth of stuff the other day. And it took me a while to get to it. I finally did it. and now I feel relief. But what happens with that is when you take away, something's got to fill the space. So know that. All right. We are in a place of truth and acceptance. We want, hey, who is that? Trident. Let me just read what Ghost Knight finished saying. Let's see. He said, they say looking at the sun is dangerous, then maybe exactly. Hi, Trident. Hey, gonna rewatch the beginning. Sure. Thanks for joining us. So I know Trident from Twitter, and we follow each other on Twitter if you want to join me on Twitter. So Trident, I shared with everyone early on that I have telepathy videos on Roku, and it's under the channel Awaken. And what do you say? You're right in the step. Awesome content is awesome. Thank you. You're so sweet and nice. All right. So we are in a place, if we're dealing with our stuff, if we're looking in the mirror and we're saying, all right, no one else really cares about my stuff. No one out here in the physical reality really cares. What do they care about? Most of the time, others out in the physical reality. They care if you are giving them support, if you're listening to them, and hopefully you are with those out there that are supporting you, and it's a two-way street. But most of the time, guess what? No one's going to hold your hand through everything. You have to become strong, and you have to be powerful and brave and courageous for yourself. You are born here alone, and we could say you pass alone. We're dealing with our life crises on our own perspective. No one else sees the physical reality or themselves like you do. So we're dealing with truth and acceptance. We're going to accept ourselves. If we have to hug ourselves and say, I love you, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get stronger that way. Because when you're knocking yourself down and you're beating yourself up and you're giving yourself shame, do you think you're stronger? No, you're weaker. And guess what? We're in the survival game right now. In this moment, January 3rd, 2024, it's time for us to survive. And we don't want to survive meekly. We want to survive our best game. Put your best foot forward. All right, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to remind you, we're going to create our reality right here in this moment. We're going to remind ourselves right now, wiggle our toes, put all our weight in our bottom. Let out a breath. If you have to say a word, I'd like you to relax your physical body, your vessel. We are creating an inner life. We have a spirit. We have a powerful heart and energy within us, and we are powerful beings. Don't let anyone tell you you're not, because you are. And from nothing, you can create whatever life you want. You can manifest it. So we're going to let go of any tension that we have. We're going to move our neck around. We're going to uncross our legs. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to remind ourselves to put all our weight on our bottom, and that your base of your spine, your root chakra, imagine it traveling down into the earth to ground yourself, as well as your feet. Wiggle your toes. Imagine them in the earth. Remind yourself the space that you're in. So you're in this moment. You cannot create unless you're realizing this moment. So what is here in this moment? Well, I've moved things around, as you can see. I have this plant. Someone gave it to me for the holiday, for Christmas. I found this little ornament, which I'm going to save. It's a cute little bell. I'm in this moment. I'm having gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm letting out a breath. Oops. Doesn't want to stay back there. And so we're doing all of that. Now you can choose to close your eyes or keep them open. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to imagine right here before you, if it was right here, what is it that you want? It can be as massive as you want, the most humongous goal, most humongous destiny, the biggest thing far-reaching that you can imagine for your life. I want you to see it right here in this moment, in the space before you. Have it placed in your hands. Now remind yourself to have gratitude. Feel your toes in the ground. You're in this moment. You're grounded. Now, what do you see? What exactly? What does it look like? What does it feel like? If it was before you, what colors would you see? What's the environment? What's the weather around it? Is it a relationship? Is it a place? Is it a thing? What's your destiny? What's the most exciting thing to you? That's what you're creating. So I'm going to stop talking and I want you to imagine it right here before you, in this moment, right now. Right now in New York, it's 9:07. Right now, I'm going to be quiet. Okay, so hopefully you felt it, you saw it, and if it brings you joy, it brought me joy, then that means you are able to attain it. Now, if it doesn't bring you joy and you don't feel good, like where you say, oh, I can't really have it, that means you're sabotaging, or someone said you can't do it, and you have to unblock yourself. You have to get past that because we are our own creators. We are powerful beings that we can create through our thoughts, through our emotions, through our inner world, through our imagination. Maybe you want to sit down and say, you know what? That didn't go so well. Maybe I need to close my eyes, let out a breath, do some focus on my breathing, my inhaling and exhaling, and just kind of relax so that you figure out exactly what's blocking you from your destiny. Okay, so we're talking about the great solar flash. Are we going to have this great solar flash? And are we going to have these big transformations that happen all over the earth? So we're talking about truth and acceptance. We are going to accept all of ourselves, every single part of us. And you might be like, I don't want to think about that. I don't really like that part of me, or I'm embarrassed about it. Maybe it's something physical you're embarrassed about. Maybe it's some part of your personality. Maybe it's something that has happened to you. Maybe it's a place that you're in your life right now, and you're not really proud of it. You want to accept it, because the faster you accept it, the quicker you're going to move on from it. So you want to embrace yourself and love yourself. Okay, so we're going to have love, joy, peacefulness. All right. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe. Thank you, Trident. Aw, you're so sweet. Okay, everybody, we're going to get on to more. I don't even know how long I've been speaking because I don't want to bore everybody. All right, so let's get on to your human superpowers. Before I get on to that, I'm just going to mention angels. Do I have another picture of an angel? I do. This looks like an archangel. This is beautiful. Angels are beings of light. They come from the heavens to earth. They're here to protect humanity. They ascend and descend on a staircase. I've shared with you that I have seen in my third eye, because I activated it, an angelic realm. I've had dreams of angels. Like, I guess you could say they were lucid dreams, where I was just waking up or just falling asleep. And maybe that's part of the ascension symptom. It might be considered awakening, or it might just be that it was a mystical experience. And I've also spoken about how angels are here with us from the time you're born. We each have at least 2 guardian angels that are with us from birth, and they're here to guide us, protect us. They are messengers. They give divine inspiration, miracles. You can ask for an angel. I always pray when I say my prayers at night or during the day. I speak to angels, and I ask them to help lift me up and guide me and protect me. There's 9 ranks of angels. They're non-gender, they're immortal, and they're here from the heavens. All right, superpowers. Do you have human superpowers that are yet realized? Are you going to harness your superpowers? Can you see this list? You're going to train your brain. Are you going to read other people's mind? Able to have extreme memory abilities? Are you going to be superhuman? Night vision. Now, I'm going to read through some of these because I find it fascinating myself. So let's see. I'm going to just read through them. I don't know if you can see the list. Ability absorption, accelerated healing. I like that one. We've heard about med beds. Are we going to have the ability to basically heal ourselves? They say that we can. Now, I know that we have, from the time we were born, we basically have been given certain medication and we've been eating foods that are probably not great for us. I don't know what's going on in the environment. I don't know what to believe that's coming down from the skies or that's in our water. So are we in a place that we can live past 100 years? I hope I can. Maybe if we become very good at healing ourselves, maybe we'll be able to live past 100 years. Animal control. In other words, you can speak to animals. Animal telepathy. What is he saying? Happen to like when you mentioned on the bright side if somebody has. Oh, wait. If somebody has brown eyes. Do I say that? What do I say about the brown? Oh, I know what he's talking about. Let me mention to you. He's speaking about, I would remind everyone here to acknowledge 3 characteristics that you love about yourself. And the reason why I say this is the number 3 is very powerful. I always have 3 topics. 3 is great. Like on my radio show with Michael Edley, starting in 2 weeks, I'm just throwing that out there. I said, let's have 3 topics. So 3 characteristics that you love about yourself. Now, maybe it's what Triton's saying. Maybe it's you have the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're a great runner, a great athlete, a very creative writer. You might be the best friend ever. Everyone says, "Oh my gosh, you're the best friend. You are so good to me." Maybe you're an amazing cook. So 3 characteristics. Now, why? Because when we have a down day and things are really bad and we say like, "Oh my God, like I feel like I can't get through this." And I had a little bit of that going on today. I had to say, no, oh no, I'm going to get past this. I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps and I'm going to get past this. And I always said, dust yourself off and pick yourself up. So your 3 characteristics, when you have a crummy day, you might need them. So maybe it's the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're an amazing skier. You might be a great podcaster. You might be a great novelist, whatever it is. It could be a physical attribute. Could be something emotionally. Maybe you're very resilient. Maybe you're physically strong, whatever it is, 3. And so those days that you're having, or those moments that suck, and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to get past this. I want you to remind yourself of those 3. Maybe write them down so you don't forget. All right, and then you stand on them and you use them for when you're having a bad day. Now, maybe you have 100 characteristics that are amazing. I want you to come up with 3, okay? All right, so superpowers. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. You are so, you're great. Okay, Merkaba. Yes, the Merkaba. Merkaba, meditation. All right, so superpowers. Do you have human superpowers? Are you able to astral project? And I am going to speak about that during my telepathy video on Roku. Clairvoyance. Now, we have been speaking about this, and we are going to do some psychic phenomenon tonight. When we hit the 1 hour mark, that's when we do it. Disintegration. I don't know if I know what that is. Dream. You might begin to have premonition dreams. What I've realized in time, when you start to connect with your higher self and you are more aware of your senses, like your clairaudience, your clear hearing, your clairvoyance, your clear seeing, your clear sustenance, your clear empathy, clear feeling, you will start to begin to have premonition dreams or before something happens. Now, the last time I did a live, I guess it was a live, or it might have been doing one of these telepathy videos. It might have been a live. I was having future premonitions, which I guess is a premonition, but future things that were going to happen that I hadn't even created yet in my mind. It was really bizarre. All right. So, manipulation. I don't think that's a superhuman power. Duplication. So, in other words, you can duplicate yourself. A human, maybe that's considered by location, which is you actually are moving. Part of you is moving to another realm, another location. So you're in two places at once, which is biolocation. Elasticity, a fire starter. Flight, where you can fly. Healing touch, where you can heal people. Illusion projector, invisibility. That's kind of cloaking. Vulnerability. Laser eyes. I knew this healer, Mujin Choi. And Mujin, if you ever looked Mujin up, he's on Facebook. And he would send healing energy through his eyes. He claimed he was. Levitation. In other words, you can lift yourself up through your thoughts. Magnetic manipulation, memory manipulation. I don't like the word manipulation. Mind reading, which is kind of what we've been working on, haven't we? We've been working on sending thoughts, thought transference, thought impressions, impressions, power absorption, persuasion, power negation. I'm just going to read through them because I want to get onto the psychic phenomenon. Self detonation, shapeshifter, super hearing, super speed, super strength, telekinesis, where you can move things. Like I could lift up this glass through my thoughts. Teleportation. Teleportation is transferring the matter from one point to another without transferring the physical space between them. Quantum teleportation is the process that transfers the quantum state of one particle to another, identical particle, and at the same time erases the state in the original. Wow. Okay. Telescopic vision, underwater breathing, wall crawling, weather manipulation. Now, I know that we have seen some of these superhero movies, and whether or not they're spraying webs out of their wrists, or they are traveling through space, flying. Flying's a big one, isn't it? They have super powerful strength. I know that at some point we are going to be shifting and we are going to be transmuting into a better version. Now, maybe this is an extreme. We say these superpowers, these superhuman powers. However, I don't know. Maybe it's not. We do know that there are supercomputers now, how long they've been around, AIs, and how were they created and whose mind created that. There must be some very, very highly intelligent species out there to have created these supercomputers. And we have to throw it out there. What I've learned in the past is whenever I speak about a subject and I actually don't know about it, it usually comes into my life. It's like I have brought it before me. I've manifested it. All right, so let's get on to some psychic phenomenon. Have you been practicing psychic phenomenon since the last time you were here? I hope you have, because it is baby steps and you will start to grow and become more of yourself and not just one aspect of yourself. You might begin to have more of ability to remember. And I'm not just talking about facts. I'm talking about a location, an experience. And when we've I was going to say played, when we've practiced these exercises and I give you a suggestion and you go to that moment and I'll say maybe the suggestion will be something like, for example, such as the last time you were happy, or or your first memory, whatever it is. You literally can go to that moment and what you realize is there's more information inside of you about that moment than you actually remembered. If someone was to say to you out here in the physical reality, and you were just having a conversation, you probably wouldn't have the same level of memory that you do when we do the psychic phenomenon. Why? Because you're literally relaxed. You are tuning into your senses, which is a whole nother level. You're activating a part of you that isn't the norm. And I'm explaining this to you because what happens is you start to generate other parts of you that become more full of depth. And because of that, you start to receive different energies and frequencies out in the physical reality that are giving you information. So know that as we stretch ourselves when we do the psychic phenomenon, it's beneficial to you in other parts of your life. You might make decisions quicker. You might be a better problem solver. You might have a better memory. And I say might or maybe because I don't want to guarantee it, but I can really guarantee some of this if you continue to practice. Now, you are operating, like I say, on a specific vibrational frequency. So when you do this psychic phenomenon exercise with us, with me here, remind yourself to accept it. Remind yourself to push away doubt. Remind yourself not to have any fear because it's all meant for you and it's meant for you. It's like the universe is dropping a gift in your lap. Let's have self-confidence, let's have acceptance, and let's have a willingness to try it. You have an ability. You're going to become more full of clarity about yourself and others around you. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. Okay. We are activating our intuition and we are activating and nurturing ourselves. Okay. So let's do some psychic phenomenon because we are about to hit the 1 hour mark and it's already 9:26. Okay. So what I'd like everyone to do is we are going to simply choose one of our clair senses. Maybe it's smell, taste, hearing, seeing, feeling, touch. We have a knowing. We have an intuition. We have an ESP. We have extrasensory perception. You are psychic. You have those characteristics and abilities within you. Accept it. And we are just basically learning at least one clear sense that we are going to master, and hopefully 3 or more. And maybe you're a medium, maybe you're a channeler, maybe you remote view. You are going to have some kind of clear sense that is natural to you. It won't be difficult. You'll be able to do it. It'll be easy. You don't get to choose it. It's whatever it is. Now, is that the only thing you'll be able to do? No. But when you really dig deep and you practice and focus and learn more about yourself, then you can move on to a different clear sense. Okay? All right, so let's do the steps. We're going to let go of any tension. We're going to move our head around. We're going to be like a rag doll. So we try to send out any energy through our arms, down our fingertips. We're going to wiggle our toes. We are going to put all of our weight in our bottom, in our root chakra, the base of our spine. We're going to let out a breath. And we're going to push away any doubt. We're going to drop down into our vessel, our physical vessel. And I'd like us to focus on our breathing for a second because we really haven't done that this evening. And it's a way of calming ourselves, calming our heart, calming our blood pressure, calming us. There's a lot to be stressed about. There is difficulty out in the physical reality in many parts of our lives. And if we can't feel grounded and calm, then everything out here is going to feel so much worse. We can only control ourselves. All right, so let's together do 3 inhales and exhales. And we're going to give it like 5 seconds. Inhale, 5 hold, 5 exhale. I'm going to do it with you. Okay, so hopefully you're a little bit more relaxed. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to choose 1 or more of your clear senses, and I'm going to give you a suggestion, which means if it's your hearing, you're listening to the space that you're in, beyond the walls of the room, as far as you can imagine, every single one of your senses that you focus on, you're stretching, stretching, stretching. Maybe it's out into the cosmos, out across to another planet, out up into space. And that's what you're listening. Maybe you've activated your third eye. You've seen some light there. You can see your third eye to another realm, another existence. Maybe you feel. Tune into your heart. Ask yourself, how are you feeling? Usually it comes back 1 word. How are you feeling? Okay. Now, choose one of them. I'm giving you a suggestion right now. I'm going to choose my hearing, my clairaudience, and I'm going to choose my feeling. Now, if one of these clear senses gives you no information, you don't see a mental picture, you don't hear a sound, you don't feel anything, jump to another clear sense. Maybe it's sense of touch, maybe it's sense of smell or taste. You have a knowing. Accept it. Okay. The suggestion this evening is going to be, the suggestion is to make a wish. And let's see what kind of information you receive. So the suggestion is for you to make a wish. Okay, I don't know what you received. What was interesting is I didn't know why that's the suggestion I was going to give. And what happened was when I said the wish, then I saw how the wish was going to come true. In other words, how was I going to receive it? And for me, this is personal. This is my personal experience. When I am practicing this psychic phenomenon, my clairsenses, I look down and then all of a sudden I look down and up this way. So I get the information here and then in other words, it's almost like a curtain's being lifted and then I'm seeing everything. So I got information. I received where it's going to happen. I heard some sounds. I heard some voices and I got my answer. Okay, everyone. Well, I'm really grateful that everyone joined us tonight. I want to remind you that you're a beautiful being of light. Doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you have, or what you do. You're a beautiful being as is. Let's have gratitude for this moment. And tonight we spoke about reptilians, bottom feeders, solar flares, the grand solar flash. And are you going to have superhuman powers? We did an exercise. Of course, I spoke about angels. And I just want to say you can find some of my videos, my content on Roku under Awaken. And I'm going to begin a radio show in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be at 8 o'clock, and I'll give you that information a few days before with Michael Edley. And it's called Two Psychics. Everyone be well. I hope you liked the video and subscribe. Hey, Bob Harding. Yay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that I heard from you. Everyone be well. I'm spinning light. And when I say that, what am I doing exactly? I'm literally imagining a band of white light. And white light is only can be used for good. It's positivity. It's like God's source. It's positive. So I'm imagining this white light and it's traveling around everyone who's here, everyone who's watching, and it's this band of light, and I spin it like you're in the middle of a Merkaba, basically. And someone mentioned Merkaba, was it Trident? And I'm spinning the light, and you're making a wish, and you just made a wish, didn't you, when we did the psychic phenomenon? And so you're making a wish, and I'm spinning light around you, clockwise and counterclockwise, and I'm spinning the light, and I want good things for you. I want good things for you. Don't forget your 3 characteristics. Remind yourself. So when you're having one of those days, we have to survive. We have to survive right now in 2024, and we want it to be a great year. Here we are, and we've all hit the 5th dimension, and we're embracing love, forgiveness, and light and peacefulness. Be well. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.